Okay, guys, welcome back to Season 1, Episode 6 of Soaring Highs and Crushing Lows. It's funny, I was thinking about this show, and Soaring Highs and Crushing Lows doesn't really seem to fit, does it? Because, quite frankly, where are the soaring highs? I mean, after I do this episode, by the way, I'm almost guaranteeing, you can pretty much take it to the bank that I will never get laid again. But I'm not exactly getting laid now, so who gives a shit? Am I right? What happened to me this past week is embarrassing. It's frightening. It's pathetic. It's perverted. It's twisted. The list goes on and on and on. It's heinous. Is that another word for it? I think so. The reason I have to do this episode, don't call me a hero. Don't call me a hero. It's because 30,000 people are victims of sextortion. If you're at home listening, you might say to yourself, what the hell is sextortion? Sextortion, basically, they seduce you into sending, how do we say it, provocative photos. Once you send these photos, soon after you get a message and they're holding you hostage. And we're going to get into that, but in order to understand how a 32-year-old man with a college degree in criminal justice, with 5 years working in the criminal justice system, with all the knowledge in the world of the black market on the internet, how is it possible that I got sextorted? It's embarrassing. It's really taking a toll on me mentally, guys. Okay, where do we even begin? To understand this, you have to keep in mind that down here in South Florida, I am completely lonely, depressed, sad, and, last but not least, horny. And I haven't been laid in months. And to quote the great George Costanza on Seinfeld, he's sitting with Jerry in the apartment. He says, Jerry, I can't envision another situation where I'm ever going to have the opportunity to have sex again. How is it going to happen? How is it going to happen? And that's sort of the mentality that I'm having. I don't know what's going on out there. I still have all my hair. I'm in a relatively good shape. I am living below the poverty line, so maybe that's it. Maybe that's it. It's the poverty. Nobody wants to fuck someone that's living below the poverty line. And I'm not living at the poverty line. I'm living way, way down there on the poverty line. My taxes this year, Uncle Joe should just say, all right, this guy's got it rough. Just let him go. But that's not going to happen. People sometimes ask me, hey, Fran, how's it going? I tell them this. It's a dog-eat-dog world. It's a dog-eat-dog world, and I got milk bone socks on, okay? I can't catch a fucking break. It's really sad what's going on here. So, let's get into it. Let's get into sextortion here. A few months ago, I decided to download Hinge. Hinge is, I think everyone knows what Hinge is, okay? And if you're exquisitely pathetic, like I am, you are out of likes by about 8:30 in the morning. You've already gone through all your likes. So they give you an option. How are these dating apps making money? You might say to yourself, it's because of pathetic losers like me. The king tut of the losers. So you can pay, I think it's like $35 a month. And when you pay this $35 a month, you get unlimited swipes. I'm sitting there liking everything. But I've noticed something. And I would like to take this up with Hinge. I believe that there is tiers. There's tiers on Hinge. And if you're ugly, and at this point I gotta assume that I'm ugly. At this point I have to assume, judging by the stats alone, that I am ugly. I am quasi-fucking-moto. Because the only women, and I'm not here to shame anyone on looks, because obviously I just said that I'm ugly. The only women that they show me on Hinge could be linebackers for the Seattle Seahawks. Every single one of them is enormous. I'm not fat shaming here. I'm 175 pounds. I can't be with a fucking woman who's 260 pounds, okay? Just can't do it. It looks weird. We look like the number 10 walking down the street. The only people that Hinge wants to show me is fucking wildebeests. I watch the show River Monsters a lot, and that's sort of the dating pool that I'm working with. And I've been on a few dates on Hinge, and I think it was Larry David who once said, a date is an experience with another person that makes you appreciate being alone. And a lot of times I think I'll match with a girl on Hinge that will be like somewhat good looking, and then we exchange social media profiles. 2 days later, unmatched, can't find her. It's possible that women aren't attracted to two things they're probably not attracted to about me. My right-wing ideologies, which, okay, probably right, and living below the poverty line. So the whole accusations of being a neo-Nazi, which is not true, and being poor has led me to a life of born-again virginity. That's what we're dealing with here. So last weekend, I worked all weekend. That's all we do on this show, okay? We work all fucking day. We have no life. And I'm driving on my ice cream route, and I matched with a girl named, I honestly forget the name because I'm so traumatized by the situation. Let's just say the name was, let's give a name. This is kind of Abigail. Nah, not Abigail. Let's call her. What name can we call this one besides Cruella de Vil? Cunt seems to apply. Terrorist. But, all right, let's just call her the terrorist. So I matched with this woman. A couple minutes later, I get a message. Hey, how are you? So we're going back and forth with the usual bullshit. She tells me, oh, I'm in Margate, which is a town down here in South Florida. I'm visiting my grandmother. I said, oh, cool. I said, maybe we should get together for a drink sometime. I'm moving fast, all right? We're not wasting any more time here. So she says, oh, yeah, maybe Monday we can get a drink. Cool. Let's get a drink Monday. This girl's, okay, decent looking, okay? For me, like I said, the other girls they're showing me on Hinge are the fucking Seattle Seahawks middle linebackers. And that's just not going to do it for me. This girl was attractive, beautiful girl, great body. I was turned on. So she asks me, are you on Instagram? To me, this is a good sign. To me, this is telling me, all right, we're going to make sure we're real people. So, adds me on Instagram. I add her back. She has like 6 pictures, but they all match up to the Hinge profile. She asks me, are you on Snapchat? Yes, I'm on Snapchat. So, we add each other on Snapchat. Now I get home, by the way, I crack a beer, laying on the couch, alone, depressed, vulnerable, and last but not least, horny. And she Snapchat messaged me a video. Hello, Francis. It's me, Abigail. How are you doing? So I respond, hey, Abigail, I'm doing good. How are you? So it's a real girl. We got action here, fellows. We got action. We're on high alert. She sends another message of, just her face laying in bed. She says something like, you're really cute. Now, by the way, any attention from a woman, I'm ready to go. Please shower me with attention. So I'm excited. I'm very excited. So we agree that we're going to get drinks on Monday. 20 minutes goes by. I'm still laying here on the couch. And she sends me a picture of her in the mirror, like lifting her shirt up a little bit. Okay? Now, I'm very excited. So she sends me an emoji with the monkey face covering his eyes. The embarrassed monkey is what she shows me. She says, I wish we could meet up tonight, Francis. I said, listen, you want to meet up tonight? I'll meet up tonight. She says, no, I can't because of my grandmother. So this person has this whole plot, okay? This grandmother, she's with the grandma. She can't leave the grandma. Next text I get is, it sucks because I'm very horny. Now I am salivating like a Pavlov dog, baby. The bells are going off. I'm ready to go. I'm fired up. The next picture is her with her boobs out. And she had an amazing body. Right away, boing. I mentioned earlier, I haven't been laid in months. I forget how to have sex. I don't think it's ever going to happen again. But here we are with an opportunity. Oh my God. Oh my God. By the way, is it that far-fetched? Is it that far-fetched that a woman from out of town would want to fuck me? I don't think so. So I'm taking this. I'm excited, okay? You know what? I live alone. I'm a 32-year-old man. I'm attracted to women. I have one giving me attention. The hell with you. The hell with the judgment. Because some people might say, did you really do that? Yes, I did. Okay, back to the sexting. So the next, now she sends me another Snapchat of her, videotaping her rear end in the mirror. At this point, I'm ready to run through a goddamn wall. Okay, that's how excited I am. So I pull down my trousers, I snap a picture of my little wiener. She is turned on by this. Now she is in the shower, masturbating in the shower and filming it. Oh, fireworks are going off. I'm irrational. I'm overcome with passion. So now okay, and I'm going to tell you guys the full story because, what do I have to lose at this point? I'm basically in the mirror, butt nude, jerking my gherkin in the mirror. Straight ahead, my face is clear as day. What a fucking idiot I am. So, a couple more snaps go back and forth to her. She's in the shower having a great old time, and I am excited. Now, I shouldn't tell, I don't have to tell you guys this, but there's a moment after you masturbate. After you crank your yank. After you jerk your gherk. There's a moment of disgust. There is a moment of intense pleasure followed by, I am the most disgusting human being in the world. Look at me, sitting here covered in my own, I'm disgusting. What is wrong with me? That's what's going on in my head at this moment. It was hot and heavy. Pictures were exchanged. Videos were exchanged. Now I'm laying on the couch, disgusted with myself, wondering what the fuck is wrong with me. But I don't know what this, listen, like I said, Pavlov's dog, that's who I turned into. I was overcome. I couldn't control myself. Okay? In hindsight, yes. Is it disgusting? Yes. Is it perverted? Yes. Am I a loser? Yes. We don't have to, we're just trying to talk about sextortion here. I'm laying on the couch. Wait a second, let me get a drink real quick. I'm sipping on red wine tonight. You need to have a drink to tell this story. So here we are. I'm laying there. I'm disgusted with myself. And I see my phone light up another Snapchat. And it's a voice message. Okay? Now this is a little confusing, but okay. I hit play on the voice message. This is what I hear. Hello, Francis. We have saved every video of you. We have all the videos of you naked, touching yourself. We have every video. If you do not pay us the money we ask, we will send it to your family. My heart dropped out of my chest. Here I was laying there, already disgusted with myself, and now the terrorists are threatening me. So they follow up with a message. What's it going to be? $1,200. $1,200 a month is what these cocksuckers wanted. $1,200 a month. You will send us this money or we will send these photos. And they sent the videos, and let me tell you something. Did I want to crawl into a ball and die? Oh, one of the most cringiest moments of my life. I'm looking at myself like, what are you doing? But like I said, Pavlov's dog. I couldn't control myself. I haven't had any action in months. Here's a girl giving me attention. I would have ran through a wall. So now they send, the first picture they sent me is my aunt's Facebook. Then they send my sister's Facebook. Then my mother's Facebook. And then they sent like 4 other Hennessy's that weren't related to me. I hope these people didn't get that. So they said, we're going to send these to your family members. If we don't get the money, what's it going to be? So I'm thinking to myself, by the way, guys, $1,200? Are you fucking kidding me? I don't have $3. So I respond to these terrorists. I respond, go ahead and send it, motherfucker. Go ahead. Send it. Send it. You won't, you pussy, you motherfucker. I'm calling him every name in the book. He responds, okay, we're going to send. I said, send it. Send it. Because I said it on Instagram, and I'll say it again on this show. We do not negotiate with terrorists. It's not going to happen, okay? Under any circumstances. Not negotiating with you. So it's about 9 o'clock on Saturday night. I'm getting terrorized. There's naked photos of me going to be sent out. So I'm telling you guys, I'm panicking. I'm in sheer panic mode. I run outside, and I'm texting like a motherfucker. I'm texting. I text my aunt. I say, hey, listen, do not open any messages on Facebook. It's a crazy situation, but I'm being sextorted. My aunt, she has no clue what I'm talking about. She said, what are you talking about? I said, listen, there's a lady that has compromising photos of me. Don't open the goddamn Facebook messages. So I text my sisters. I tell them the same thing. Hey, listen, do not open any messages you get. So right away, the worst that can happen is that this guy sends these messages out. But I already had to make a phone call saying, hey, to my fucking female family members, hey, just a little heads up, you might be getting a cock shot. And you might never talk to me again. Because it's that weird. It's that creepy. But in my defense, I thought it was a 28-year-old woman named Abigail, who turned out to be a goddamn terrorist from overseas. So I don't send them a fucking dime, okay? Fuck them. I block them on Snapchat. I delete the app. I'm going to go on living my life pretending that this never happened, even though I'm telling all you guys on the podcast. You might be saying, why are you telling people this? Okay, here's the reason. And this is really fucked up. Let me pour some more red wine here. The reason I'm doing this podcast and telling people about it is because it happens to 30,000 people a month. How do I know this? Because I Googled sextortion, and it said right away, it's a very common thing, and to contact your FBI, your local FBI. So my local FBI is in a town called Miramar. This is another part of the story. I go to Miramar FBI office on Tuesday. I walk in, I got sandals on, bathing suit, t-shirt. I'm going to the beach. Let me go make a fucking, tell the police what happened just in case. So I meet with this one FBI guy. He comes out, wants nothing to do with me, wants to get back to his coffee and donut probably. So I said, hey, want to file a complaint. I'm being sextorted. So I sit down with the guy. I basically go over with him. I'm 32. I live alone. I got no friends. I haven't had sex in months. I'm vulnerable. I'm lonely. This woman would send me pictures, and I sent pictures back. He's pretty much laughing in my face, but that's a story for another day. He tells me, yeah, listen, this is happening an unreal amount, and these people are so sophisticated. He's like, did they Snapchat message you saying your name? I said, yes. He goes, yeah, man, they are sophisticated. So you got to be careful out there. My suggestion is, look, put the cocks away. No more cock shots. It's over. Cockgate of 2023 has officially ruined it. Don't send them. Don't do this, okay? I'm telling you, it's not worth it. It's weird. It's creepy. And it's not worth the shame that you're going to go through. So the guy in the FBI tells me that teenagers are getting sextorted and killing themselves because they don't have the money. He told me about a case where a kid had sent $500. Now, once you send the money to these cocksucking terrorists, now they got you. Of course, they want $500 again the next month. So the kid takes his own life. He doesn't know what to do. The embarrassing part that the FBI agent told me was that he doesn't think it's happened to many guys in their 30s. But it happened to me, so guess what? I said, how about this, officer? Maybe no one else is reporting it because they're too embarrassed. The situation you would get into if you were married, if you were, I don't know, had any self-respect for yourself, you'd probably be panicking. Me? I said, send it. Send it. Do you really think that sending out my naked photos to family members and people on Facebook is going to be the most embarrassing thing that's happened to me this month? Not alone this year, not alone my whole entire life, but this month? Go ahead and send it. But if you were a married guy, you'd be in a little bit of trouble. How do you explain that one? Your wife's sitting there, next thing you know, a picture of you from a unknown source comes in, jerking your gherkin. Not a good situation. So these terrorists out there, they're sextorting everybody, okay? You got to be careful. Like I said, we're better off just putting the cocks away. Brings me to my next point. What do we do with these people? What do we do with these terrorists? How do we find them? It's basically going to be my life mission here to find out who these motherfuckers are. And I think what we need to do with them, seriously, if anyone's against capital punishment at this point, you're a moron. We need to bring back public executions. I'm being dead serious. Let's go to another case. Let's get off sextortion for a minute. The guy that killed the cop in Philadelphia. What if we auctioned off tickets and brought him right to City Hall and made a big spectacle of it, tortured him, and killed him in front of a crowd of 30,000 people? Don't you think that would be a little bit of a deterrent? We'd strip him naked. Hey, maybe we'd even tar and feather him. I'd love to bring tar and feathering back. It would be fantastic. But if we find these people, I really am not happy with this. I'm not okay with this. 30,000 cases of sextortion a month. I hope Law & Order SVU does an episode on it and Olivia Benson comes and interviews me. It's happening a lot, guys. I really do think there's other people out there that this is happening to. And I just don't want to see it happen to anybody else. Because I'll tell you what. The shame. Ooh, tough to sleep at night. I needed 3 melatonin just to get through that night. And the worst part was the FBI officers laughing at me. This isn't a joke. Well, you're the only person in their 30s that's getting sextorted. Okay, you're right. And another problem, a take-home point for this episode is, what the fuck? What is going on with Hinge? I paid you $35 a month. Show me somebody under 250 pounds, goddammit. These women are huge. Flashback to 2 episodes ago, the Valentine's Day special. I think I said something, a quote, in that episode that went something a little bit like this. A cunt hair can pull a freight train. Again, a cunt hair can pull a freight train. Oh, yes, it can. It got me to get in my mirror, showing my face, cranking my yank. So these women, they're very powerful. These guys are on to something. These terrorists know that men, let's face it, guys, we are disgusting. You know? People might say, so a girl sends you a video like that and then you send one back? Yes! Exactly. That's what's so sick about it. And you take a lonely, vulnerable guy, Christ. I mean, I don't have any money, but, it's possible this broad could have extorted me for actual money. That's how vulnerable I am, and it's just not right. So, if we found these guys, and by the way, if you're a terrorist out there listening, I'm going to find you. Okay, like Liam Nelson said, I will find you, I will kill you, and I will tar and feather you. I think the only righteous thing to do to make this situation right would be for Hinge to go ahead and, show me girls that are under 250 pounds. And again, I'm not fat shaming here, but you got to keep in mind, I'm skin and bone. I have a little bit of a beer belly, but, these women are like 300 pounds. And the only good-looking women on Hinge, they say stuff like this. I want a man who traveled the country. I want a man who's financially stable. Fuck you. Guys, if you're a 32, 31, 32, 33, I got to be honest, we're in a rough spot here. We are in a rough spot here. We have to pretty much just work on ourselves and wait till about 35, first class of divorcees comes out, and that's where we'll shine. Guys, I can't believe I just told you that. I should delete this. Nobody else is doing a podcast like this. We just dived into the sick and distorted world of sextortion. It's embarrassing. And all jokes aside, realistically, I should have known better. Absolutely embarrassing. I know a few people very well who this has happened to recently, but I don't call people out. I would never do something like that in a million years. It reminds me of a story of a guy that was being tried. He was being tried for a murder that he did not commit. This guy did not commit this murder. Wasn't even there. Somehow it gets all the way to trial. And the judge says, the prosecutor says, hey, we now have the defendant's laptop and we're going to search his internet history. Right away, the guy who he didn't commit the murder, stands up and says, all right, I did it. That's pretty much the culture we're living in. I don't need to know what people are into sexually. You do it on your own, okay? It's fine. Everyone has their own things. We don't need to be outing people and doing this kind of stuff. These sextortionists, we got to find them. We have to kill them. There is no jail time that can redeem a person like this. Think about how sadistic you are. Let's go after these vulnerable people, get them to send us cock shots, and then hold them hostage. You can't redeem someone like that. You have to kill them. You have to tar and feather them. Boy, this is pathetic. With that, guys, I'm going to conclude the sextortion episode. Be careful out there. Better off just keeping your cocks in your pants. Yeah, like I said, the content on this podcast, come on, who else is talking about sextortion? It's a real thing. It's happening out there. Got to be careful. If anyone has kids, you got to be careful. Could you imagine, by the way, real quick, these teenagers are being sextorted. When I was like 13 and 14, that's when I discovered internet porn. And I was a big fan of Mike in Brazil, 8th Street Latinas, Round and Brown. What else? Mike's Apartment. Come on. You guys know what I'm talking about. MILF, Hunter, all the good stuff. That was a very low level of sophistication of porn. You were more than likely in a computer room, cranking your yank to A Street Latinas while your parents were at the grocery store. Think about the kids today. They have all these cell phones that have all these images. There's people trying to get in contact. Oh my God. If this was going on when I was 14, I'd have been sending cock shots out left and right. I would have been abducted. No doubt about it. The internet is a very scary place. And we cannot blame the teenage boys. We cannot blame the 32-year-old man. Because like I said, a cunt hair can pull a freight train. Women are so powerful. They could start world wars. Okay? We have to thank women. Thank you, women, for not destroying the planet. Because I'm telling you that they could. And I also want to apologize to, I wasn't trying to fat shame. I'm just asking questions. Why is it that Hinge is putting me in a tier? There's a tier. I know there's a tier. Tier 1, 2, and 3. 3 is the ugly and fat people. I'm in that tier. I want to know how I got in this tier, who makes these decisions, and how do I get out? I think Hinge ought to do the right thing and give me a free month of unlimited swipes after putting me through this heinous act of sextortion. But we'll see how that goes. I'm going to wrap it up here, guys. Hope you listen. Hope everyone's getting a kick out of it. And real quick, I'll end the show on this. The Little Iceman.